Luo examined the loot, noting that the drop rate from the secret realm boss monsters was indeed higher than from the ordinary ones. Among the copper coins, blueprints, and equipment, the most significant find was a secret scroll. This scroll could be upgraded using energy points, and Luo wasted no time, pushing it to its maximum level. The bronze scroll transformed into silver and finally reached the king level. He knew that if he sold it, it could fetch several 100,000, a considerable sum for a typical shifter class. But for Luo, this was essential for his quest to conquer other worlds. With the use of the level 5 king level secret scroll, Luo checked the details of the new quest. The challenge had a difficulty level of 100, requiring him to escort an NPC. The time limit was 12 hours, and he needed to locate Aileen and bring her to the safe zone. This was a one-time mission, but Luo faced a significant hurdle. He was only level 5. While the map level was 10, the area was expected to be teeming with wild boars in groups, which would undoubtedly make the task difficult. Despite this, Luo decided to focus on locating the NPC first and deal with the rest as it came. A little girl screamed for the beast to stop chasing her. Suddenly, a fireball hits the beast. "Did you just save me?" "Yes, I did." System notices. Survivor Island found. Time remaining is 10 hours. Loud roars can be heard from the beasts. Is that noise related to the mission? As soon as he found her, the area became restless. At that moment, a boar charged at him. He grabbed the NPC and jumped to the side while counterattacking. He found himself surrounded. This is not ideal for me. Even with all the max skills and equipment, I barely heard it. Damn it, if the NPC dies, then the mission fails. All right, come out and protect me, armored scorpion. His pet roars and attacks, clashing with the boars. Luo uses this chance and channels his fireballs and attacks, defeating one. It works. Let's go, my pet. We can defeat a few more, and we can level up. Luo battled through wave after wave of wild boars, his frustration growing as they gave him no chance to recover. Damn it, they're relentless. My mana is running low. Are you okay? I promise I'll get you to safety. Suddenly, a boar lunged at him, and Luo barely managed to block the attack. Reacting quickly, he unleashed a max level fireball spell. The boar roared in pain, clearly damaged by the blast. Luo was relieved his health was high enough to withstand the attack. Otherwise, he might have been defeated. His pet was struggling. Just as Luo feared, it might not last much longer. But the boar collapsed from the earlier hit. Luo saw it was still alive, but in bad shape. At that moment, the system notified him that he had leveled up. All right, I can level up twice now. First things first, let's boost my attack. He upgraded his stats, feeling the surge of newfound strength. He equipped the Scorpion King's gear, enhancing his power even further. With his upgraded abilities, Luo channeled a powerful fireball and struck the boar, finishing it off. Great, with this new power, I can take down boars in just 2 shots. Time to hunt. Luo fired multiple fireballs, cutting a swath through the enemies and clearing his path with renewed strength. Catching his breath, Luo thought to himself, with the wild boars defeated, all that's left is to escort Aileen back to Doomsday Town, and I'll be done. Suddenly, a voice interrupted his thoughts. Oh, so you survived the secret realm. Luo's patience snapped. I don't have time for you two, just get lost. King, hurry up and deal with this fool. You're level 5 with gold equipment, show him what you've got. I spared you last time, but your luck has run out. This is the end for you. If you value your life, you'd better leave now. You're all talk, let's see if your words can save you now. King attack seemed weak and ineffective. What the hell is going on? That loser is just a tamer. So why is King having so much trouble? With a smirk, is that all you've got? Now it's my turn. Luo prepared his fireball skill, his eyes glowing ominously. Yao, taunting him, boasted about his status as the president of the Supreme Guild and the eldest son of the Liu family, the wealthiest man in Linhai. "Think carefully before challenging me," Yao sneered. Luo, undeterred, hurled the fireball with a fierce resolve. It struck Yao squarely. And with a final gasp, Yao couldn't believe how a single attack had taken him down. His gear scattered to the ground. The system's announcement confirmed that Yao had been struck and was now grayed out. Luo smirked, calling Yao a fool. The system elaborated. Normally, players appear as white. When one player attacks another, their name turns gray for a short period. During this time, defeating the grayed player incurs no evil points. However, if the gray-named player manages to defeat the attacker, they gain 100 evil points and turn red. Red players are barred from safe zones and cannot leave the game world until they either eliminate enough monsters to reduce their evil points or wait for death. Upon death, players lose their levels, experience, and drop a significant amount of gear and items, as Luo collects the gear. Yao stood in stunned disbelief, unable to process that her boyfriend had been defeated in a single move. How had Luo become so powerful? Panic set in as she frantically questioned Luo's intentions. Her mind raced, recalling that she had 2 resurrection scrolls but had already used one in the secret realm. The thought of using the second one now was unbearable, as you could only use 2 per week, with fear etched on her face. Yuji desperately pleaded with Luo, claiming she hadn't forgotten him since their separation. But Luo and Ming walked past her, ignoring her entirely. Luo knew that if Yuju had attacked them, it would have jeopardized his mission, and he had more pressing matters to attend to than dealing with her. As they walked away, Yuju's anger erupted. She screamed in frustration, vowing that she would make Luo pay for dismissing her so easily. Back in the safe zone, Ming thanked Luo for bringing her home. The system chimed in, announcing the completion of the mission and displaying Luo's rewards: an ice staff, the ice clone skill, and a pet egg. The screen also showed his updated stats now that he was level 8. Luo summoned his new ice staff, admiring its details as the stats appeared. He smiled, ready to upgrade the staff. The system notified him of his new destroyer Frost Scepter, and Luo acknowledged that while higher-level gear required more energy to upgrade, it was not a concern for him. Examining the pet egg, Luo noted it was of normal grade, and he recalled having a surplus from his monster farming, deciding to feed them all to his main pet. He watched with satisfaction as it responded eagerly. Several system windows popped up, indicating that his pet had evolved multiple times, reaching the silver lead level. The newly evolved armored Emperor Scorpion let out a mighty roar. With his upgraded gear and newly evolved pet, Luo felt confident he was ready to challenge the First World's imminent boss. However, before taking on that challenge, he needed to gather more supplies. He entered the portal and arrived back in the real world. Luo's phone rang, and he answered it to hear from the doctors about his brother. They informed him that his bill had reached 390,000 yuan, and that treatment would be halted if payment wasn't received soon. Luo asked for the hospital card number and promised to call back shortly. After ending the call, Luo opened his inventory, considering selling some of the gold pieces he had collected. He estimated that this could fetch him a few million yuan, which would be enough to cover the bill and fulfill his debt to the old owner. However, he was immediately confronted by a system message stating that the gold pieces were bound to him and could not be traded. A wave of frustration and shock washed over him as he realized the restriction was due to his passive skill. he groaned, understanding that trading was not an option at the moment. Selling his silver coins would only net him about 10,000 yuan, which was far from sufficient. Desperate, Luo knew he needed to find a more substantial source of money quickly. Luo glanced at his phone, searching for any potential solutions. His thoughts turned to training others, but the compensation was too meager. Suddenly, his eyes widened as he saw a post from Rumoro. The post was looking for the person who had cleared the secret realm to act as a coach, offering a payment of 300,000 yuan. As he read further, he noticed another post warning that everyone who had accepted similar offers in the past had disappeared. Intrigued, Luo picked up his phone to make a call, muttering to himself, "Now that's an interesting post." A girl sits in front of multiple computer screens, responding to Luo's call. He asked, "What are the specific requirements for the 300,000 yuan reward for training on the forum?" The lady on the other end explains. Requirement 1. You must be a newly certified professional this year. Requirement 2. You need to guide a designated person through the first world. Luo responds, "Got it. Whether it's the first world or the second, it's no problem." Luo mentions he wants 300,000, but she interrupts him, saying, "Once the task is completed, I can give you 400,000. Luo inquires, "When does it start?" She replies, "In 10 minutes. Someone will be waiting for you at the Resurrection Fountain in Doomsday Town." Luo then arrives at the Resurrection Fountain in Doomsday Town. As he enters the area, he reflects that his original goal was to clear the first world, and now he could earn 400,000 just by bringing one person along. This seems like a great deal, a guaranteed win. At that moment, something catches Luo's eye. A woman in a hooded robe approaches him while others watch from a distance. Luo asks, "Is this the trainee?" She nods in confirmation. The crowd looks on and questions, "Isn't she the misfortune mage? It's true she always wears this outfit and never speaks. Could it be that the weak player next to her has taken on that mission? What a fool." People today really value money more than their lives. They exchange glances after hearing the crowd's remarks, but Luo is focused on getting the job done. Luo asks her to quickly assemble a team so they can complete the world mission together. The system then announces the other party has hidden their idea and has joined the team. Luo explains, to clear the first world, you need to complete 2 prerequisite tasks. Defeat 1,000 monsters and collect 10 coins. Do you understand? She doesn't know how to respond. He explains, in this world, professionals can't deal mandatory damage to monsters that are 5 levels higher than themselves. Even if you reduce a monster's health to just 1 drop, it's useless if she can't finish it off. The system indicates that she is level 1. Luo summons his staff and says, "Let's tackle the prerequisite tasks first, and I'll help you level up in the process." He casts a frost skill on a monster, dealing 389 points of damage and freezing it in place. With a confident smile, he says, "The skill book we got from the last mission isn't as strong as Fireball, but as a control skill, it's still pretty useful." He then looks at her and says, "What are you daydreaming about? Go finish off the enemy." She is confused but follows his instructions. She begins to channel a spell, and a purple glow surrounds her as she concentrates. With a powerful surge, she unleashes the spell on the frozen monster, shattering it into pieces with a burst of energy. Multiple system windows appear, saying, "Congratulations on leveling up." She's amazed, wondering how she could level up 3 times in a row. She's so focused on the system notifications that she doesn't see the monster coming to attack her. Luo yells, "Watch out." He grabs her just in time, pulling her out of the way as they slide along the ground. Luo quickly retaliates with a powerful fireball spell, launching a massive burst of flame at the monster. The fireball hits the monster, engulfing it in flames. Luo checks to confirm the monster is dead while she places her hand on his chest. She gazes at him with deep admiration, seeing him as her savior. Luo doesn't notice her emotions and tells her to get up quickly and head to the next leveling point. She nods in agreement. Luo says, "This job is worth 400,000, then asks, "How old are you?" She holds up her fingers to indicate her age. Luo responds, 21. People usually awaken their profession at 18. You should have entered the other world 3 years ago. Why is your level still so low? She suddenly stops walking, and Luo asks, "What's wrong?" She takes off her hood, thanks Luo for leveling her up, and tells him he can leave now. As compensation, "I'll give you 10,000 yuan, she says, "and please don't tell my sister." Luo, with a confused look, said he thought she could not speak. With a confident tone, he reassures her, "Don't worry. Since I promised your sister, I'll definitely take you through the first world." In fear, she replies, "Didn't you hear what those people said? I'm the body of misfortune, the star of disaster. If we stay together, I'll bring you nothing but trouble." Luo asks, "Actually, I was a bit curious earlier. What does the body of misfortune mean?" In a state of panic, she says, "It's the evil master, someone who is out to harm people." A group of players arrives and announces, "The forum says that anyone who takes on her mission is doomed to die, but whoever kills her will gain a lot of experience and supernatural powers." One member of the group declares, "Let's go and enforce justice today." She tells him, "These people are usually level 5 or 6, and we can't compete with them. They're coming for me, so please leave while you can." He summons his staff, and, with a determined look, Luo says, "You want to take my 400,000? Did you get my permission?" A voice interrupts them, saying, "Wow, this is going to be an exciting group fight." It turns out to be Liu Yao and his guild, who march in with the confidence of seasoned warriors. The other group says, "Boss, isn't that Liu Yao, the richest man in Linhai? Are they here to take us down? We can't compete with them." The boss of the other group steps forward and says, "Brother Liu, Master Liu, we have no intention of offending you, if you also seek to eliminate these people." But Liu Yao cuts him off, saying, "Shut up." Liu Yao walks up to Luo and jabs his finger into Luo's chest, saying, "Oh, it's you. What a coincidence that we meet here." Luo, unflinching, taunts him, "Oh, are you here to hand me more equipment? If I'm not mistaken, you can't use the resurrection scroll for another 7 days, right?" Liu smiles at him and signals his team to attack his guild. Here's his order, and quickly readies themselves for the attack on Luo and the girl gearing up for the confrontation.